Okay. You know, it's been a few days of me not making videos, and I understand why I make videos. It's just the reality is just being recreated by people who are not even out of touch, who are not even in touch with reality. They tell me how they're gonna frame me, and they tell me how they're gonna make a scene and whatnot. I'm like, okay, well, you understand that I probably will react in certain ways. And to hear these perps being shocked or confused that why would he do these things if we do that, it just gives me the reality of these perps have normalized what they're in and think that I'm gonna allow them to escape into what they put together, and they tell me about random things to try to gaslight me. He's like, we're doing it for brain. He's like, trash you out in a program that killed women and children. You trash us. Every day I listen to the torture. And they're like, no, you attract, no, you manipulate my brain. I know you manipulate my brain. That's what you do to others. That's how you drive me to insanity. Matter of fact, when you manipulate my brain, you tell me you're framing me with children. It's like, no, they're like Snapchat, because when I was in 2014, the ocean person that I follow on social media, it was on Snapchat. And they like make it sound like Snapchat is like this like social media that was like, I have friends, all my friends I went to college with are all on Snapchat. What do you mean? Retards. You have children pretend to get raped. You understand what's the agenda here. You understand what's your purpose. Now you gotta understand that if you call yourself being at war, if I react a certain way, it should be understood. You are at war. You do these things and don't expect nothing to happen. You failed what you're supposed to present yourself as. I know, every day I listen to that. I think these perps are delusional to think that if I'm like, you do what you need to do, but you have to accept the consequences to what they come with. If you do this thing in front of me, if I react a certain way, that's what should be expected. That's what should be expected when you do these things. If you don't think that should happen, you're the wrong thing. If you think that I'm looking at this as something different, I've been making the videos since 2020. You've understood what I stand on. You understood what I'm about. You understood that I'll never identify with this. And you saw me say this is happening to men, women, and children. What you expect I'm going to do? And I'm not trying to scare these perps, but I'm like, this is what's going to happen. And like, we're not scared. Okay, well, that's what's going to happen. If you do these things in front of me, I will react a certain way. Like somebody who reacts to these things. You better be willing to get to that on that path too. You've been saying it's war. If you're at war, you understand the consequences of war. I won't let this perps live this fantasy. Every day I deal with perps that try to reconstruct reality. I mean, I even deal with professionals who shocked by the reality of what they're part of. It just shows me how like people can create a false reality. Some of my coworkers were talking about, because there's a man called Mario. He lost his mind to the point where he shot a college library. Now this is not a man that was violent. You can clearly see that he has no drop of violence in him. But he thought the way he would go, if he's gonna die, he's not gonna die in vain. And so he made a statement by dying in the fashion he died. He goes to a library and shut up a library. Thankfully, nobody dies. But he did that because he wanted to make sure that people are aware of what's happening. He made testimonials that an hour-long testimonial describing what was happening to him. You could hear him be able to be articulate. He was a successful black man who reached places that many haven't. Educated, actual lawyer, an attorney, and a prosecutor. Able to be very articulate, and he was able to to express himself accordingly and describe what was happening to him and why he's doing what he's doing. Now, the reason why this man is doing that, it was about to do that, is because he was driven to that, which is what this program does. It drives you into insanity. But for me to hear this perps, to be shocked that somebody would turn insane when they push them into insanity, that shows how in touch with reality they are. To think that, especially with me, some of these perps, because they are in this this entitled retards who wants to be seen as this psyop of feminism and adventures, when in truth they're just trash involved in a program that's killing women and children and doing horrible things, rewiring people's brain, and then it's supposed to make you subscribe to these things. Clowns that don't even understand. You do that to somebody, he's going to do something. That's what this thing is about. So you better accept what can happen in the moment you partake in this. You do these evil things, you being mean like that, you should be mean things can happen to you. That's why they test this trash more than like criminals. Because criminals do criminal things, they expect things to happen to them. These perps want to live a decent, sensible life and not expect nothing will happen to them. If they act certain ways in front of me, if I turn it aggressive, it's because they acted this way. And I know what they're part of. You think I'm going to, somebody who's going to, his life is being destroyed and they're getting sick and tormented and killed and dying, should see somebody participate in that and should do nothing? No. And I know a lot of these participants are very childlike individuals. So they think that it's okay. What? It's no longer a childlike thing when you participate in something that's killing people. No, you at war now. Then you should deal with the consequences of war. However they come to you. You're no longer a child. You do this disgusting things should happen to you. You torture, killing, tormenting, pretending you're getting raped and stuff like that. If somebody kills you, torture you, then that's what you do. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to do that, but to expect that I'm going to just be like normal, just like, oh, okay, oh, it's delusional. Which these preps are. And they get shocked, like, oh my gosh, how would you harm me? It's like, oh my gosh, you have no idea how easily it would be. These perps are not in touch with reality, and target individual understand that. I don't want to harm any of this low-life trash. They're nothings. But I cannot allow them to live a fantasized reality where they can do all these things and feel entitled that they can do that and nothing should happen to them. Then pretend they're doing it for somebody like trash. You shouldn't be in a program where that's how you're killing women and children, okay? That's what you sign up for. So my attacking video stay strong. That was a quick video to just put things back in perspective. As these perps tell me they're gonna make a scene and everything else, like if you make a scene, I'm gonna make a scene. So my attacking video stay strong.